There are some things in the world that are known for being exclusive and the best in their class. It could be a pair of Air Jordan Dior's, a Rolex, or the G-Wagon. Yes, this is the king of all SUVs and has a legacy that goes back 4 decades. But if you want to buy one today, you can't because it has already been sold out. But we were lucky enough to get a G400D today with us. So let's find out what makes this the ultimate SUV. But before we move ahead in this video, do subscribe to Car and Bike if you haven't already, and do not forget to hit that bell icon. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and share it with your fellow enthusiasts. The non-AMG G-Class was first introduced in India back in 2019 as the G350D. While back then it was only offered in one variant, the new G400D comes in 2 trims, Adventure Edition and AMG line. I got to test the former. The boxy and tank-like design of the G-Wagon has remained unchanged for years, and that is because that is the visual signature of the SUV. Ever since the first gen model to this latest G400D, the essence has remained unchanged. The design has evolved over the years to attain modernity. So yes, you do have modern features like this body colored grille with the new 3-pointed star logo, the body colored bumper, and also LED lighting over here because you get full LED headlamps and DRLs, and underneath is also a radar unit because this gets level 2 ADAS. Move to the side and you'll see that the proportions haven't changed. However, some new styling bits have been added. These include the manufacturer package, logo projection from ORVMs, and a set of 19-inch twin 5-spoke alloy wheels. The Adventure Edition also comes in this exclusive green shade. As for the rear, things might look a bit different from the older G350D, and that is because this one right here is the Adventure Edition of the G400D, which is why you get this ladder with the heavy duty roof rack and a new mounting system for this extra spare wheel. Yes, this is a full size spare wheel and not a space saver. So yes, that is something good to have with the SUV. And then you have this old school push start open but handle lever, which opens to 480 liters of boot space, so you can mount all your luggage that you require for your adventures in the G-Wagon. Now compared to the 350D, the 400D hasn't changed that much when you come to the cabin. Yes, you get the same layout, the positioning of the air vents, the buttons, everything remains unchanged. You still get the wide dual screen over here, but you do not get touchscreen functionality yet. So yes, you have to use this trackpad and the rotary dial to control all the in-car functions. So that is something that Mercedes should have considered offering in this updated model. But yes, the display, the colors and the contrast, everything looks nice. You have a ton of features over here, including climate control along with ambient lighting and lots more. Then you have this digital display for the driver, which gives you a ton of information along with navigation functions, and also 3 different themes for the dials. Having said that, you do not get a wireless phone charger, and nor do you get wireless connectivity for Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. In fact, even the USB ports are inside the central glove box. So yes, the cabin is designed to be utilitarian. Then the cabin itself gets the G manufacturer interior package. So you have this badging right here, and then you have this leatherette material on the dashboard. Feels quite nice and premium. Then the seats are also perforated, so you get ventilation and heating function along with massage function for the driver and co-driver. Everything feels robust, very nice, very well put together. Then you have some carbon fiber elements on the dashboard and the center console. Looks quite stylish. Yes, the overall layout and the fit and finish and premiumness is still top notch and goes well with the character of the G-Wagon. Mercedes does offer the option of an electric sunroof as well. However, the roof rack covers more than half of it, so it feels quite pointless in this adventure edition. There is also an analog clock on the lower part of the dashboard, which adds a classic touch. As for the rear seat experience, as you can see, you get an almost bench-like design over here, so you can have 3 average size adults sitting abreast. However, I feel it is good for 2 adults and possibly a kid at the center. You also get the center armrest with cup holders, so you can have your knickknacks over here. Then you get your personal zone of climate controls with 2 vents at the center and 1 each on the B pillar. So you are pretty much in good relative comfort over here. The under thigh support is decent. However, as you can see, my legs are brushing against the front seat, which is set to my driving position. I am 5 feet 9 inches tall, so you have an assumption as to what kind of space you get over here. But you have to consider the fact that the G-Wagon is not a chauffeur driven car. It is meant to be a driver's car. So this is something that I can look past. You get heating function as well, which is certainly a decent feature, especially if you're living in a colder environment. But for a country like India, which is mostly humid and hot, I think Mercedes should have considered offering a ventilation function as standard. However, you will be able to get that as an option over here. However, I feel that Mercedes should have considered offering sunshades over here, which would have been a good feature to have. When it comes to protecting you, the G-Wagon does feel like a tank. However, there are a bunch of electronic aids as well working behind the scenes. In addition to the basic safety equipments like 9 airbags, anti-lock brakes and electronic stability control, the G400D also gets 360-degree view cameras, traction control and theft protection. Also, now the SUV gets level 2 advanced driver assistance systems like active lane keep assist, active brake assist and active distance assist.
I bet on my club. Yeah, I bet on my club. Yeah, I bet on myself. Yeah, I bet on myself. I don't need you, I do it myself.
Now, the G400D is powered by a 3-liter inline 6-cylinder engine. It is an updated diesel motor and it makes increased power and torque as well. In fact, the power output has gone up to 326 brake horsepower, whereas the torque output, now this makes 700 Newton meter of peak torque, and those are some monstrous figures and it shows when you drive the car. In fact, the power buildup is instant, it is quite peppy and it feels very torquey. Put your foot down on the accelerator and the G-Wagon guns ahead with great gusto and speed. There is minimal turbo lag as well. As soon as you cross the 2000 RPM mark, the turbo kicks in and it feels a lot more energetic, a lot more peppy than you would imagine this heavy SUV to be. Now, this engine is mated to Mercedes' trusted 9-speed automatic transmission, so that too does a fine job. In fact, the shifts are nice and smooth and they send power to all 4 wheels. Yes, this gets 4x4 as standard and the performance is quite nice. There's minimal lag and the shifts are also quite nice and instant. However, if you want the controls in your hand, you do have paddle shifters over here, so you will have access to manual shifting, so that too improves the driving dynamics of the SUV. Now, while I did have some fun with the G-Wagon on some rough terrains, I did not get to explore the full off-road capabilities of the G400D. However, I believe if someone is spending 3 crore rupees to buy this beast, they are not going to abuse it. Having said that, believe me when I say, the G-Wagon has the potential to take you to and across some of the most extreme terrains out there. And if you want to know what's on offer, here's a list of all the off-road specific attributes of the G400D. As for how the SUV performs on the road, yes, this has body roll. This has immense body roll. In fact, and every time you take a corner a bit too aggressively, you will feel all the weight transfer. The inertia is apparent, and there is no denying that. However, as the ride quality is quite nice. In fact, all these small or big undulations on the road, any kind of speed breaker, the G-Wagon gobbles them down like nobody's business. So yes, when it comes to ride, the G-Wagon feels and makes you feel like the king of the road. Now, the SUV also comes with a bunch of driving modes. This includes an eco mode, a comfort mode, and a sports mode. Then you have the individual mode as well, and you can set up the suspension, the steering input, and everything according to your desire. Right now this is in the sports mode, so the suspension is a bit stiffer, the steering input is quite pronounced, and even the seats grab you quite snugly to give you that ultimate driving experience. The G400D is priced at 2 crore 55 lakh rupees ex-showroom India, and that is 1 crore more expensive than the older 350D. What that premium brings you is better performance, more features and tech. But does that justify the heavy price tag? Well, I think it does, because it's not just an SUV but a product that helps you make a statement that you have arrived. So if you want to feel like the king of the road and you have deep pockets to fulfill that dream, then nothing does it better than the G-Wagon.